Controversial, long simmering question in the Bitcoin world, whether this currency called tether that's pegged to the dollar is somehow being used to artificially inflate the price of Bitcoin. First, before we get into sort of some of your skepticism about the paper, some of the questions you raised about, what is the central allegation here?
All right. There is a coin called Tether. It is the most successful stable coin.
Right.
Most people are familiar with Bitcoin. Tether is completely different. Tether tries to keep its value equal to exactly $1. They actually have a euro Tether coin as well. They're going to have a yen, but it's the dollar when people concentrate on. And they do that by, for every Tether they create, there's $1 in a bank account. There's been a lot of skepticism in the crypto community about whether that's actually true. There's been a lot of skepticism in the traditional financial community as well. Tether has been controversial since 2014 when it was introduced. And one of the main allegations has always been that it's being used to manipulate Bitcoin prices.
Right. In theory, if they didn't have the one-to-one backing, they could print up tethers and use them to buy Bitcoin, something like that. People have argued that this is happening for a while. This new paper, how did they approach the question? What did they bring to the debate?
Well, there's been a lot of work on this, and frankly, most of it has exonerated Tether. The basic thing that most people have discovered is that, yeah, there's a lot of smoke here, but no fire. But they've used aggregated data. This is the first paper I would call a professional academic look at the project. It's very, very difficult to work with this data. And frankly, there's a lot of guesswork involved. There's some very sophisticated financial analysis. So this is kind of the gold standard look. And they did indeed find manipulation to the normal standards of academic significance. But my personal opinion is it's probably more noise than signal. There's so much complexity, so much noise in the data, so much complexity in these analyses, and the amount they found was tiny. They found that $1 million of manipulation raised the price of Bitcoin $4. And even if that's true, I mean, who cares?
Well, when you say that most of the analysis heretofore has been aggregate data versus sort of rigorous statistical methodology, first define that. What is sort of aggregated data?
Okay, well, we know the total issuance of Tether. We know the price of Bitcoin. We know total Bitcoin transactions, or at least we can have some idea about that. But to really understand what's going on in the crypto market, you have to trace flows from exchange to exchange. There's no way you can do that directly from published data. You have to guess based on how flows move and when. And when I say guess, I mean people write sophisticated statistical algorithms to do this guessing for them, but you still don't really know for sure. And it just adds some noise and uncertainty to the data. It's odd because every single crypto transaction is public and available and you can see it,
right?
But you can't match them up almost by design. I mean, that's kind of the point of crypto.
So what is some of the data that...
So this is really interesting how they're talking about Tether. Me personally, I don't own any Tether, but in a way, when this market was starting to collapse, it wouldn't have been a bad idea to switch into Tether. And I'm sure if you guys follow, sometimes it makes sense to switch into a Tether position and then re-enter crypto. My main thing is I'm not a day trader, and I feel like that's something people that want to day trade can do. If you're holding on to cryptos long term, you really don't know what the right price is. So trying to get in and out of Tether just makes it really hard. And once again, the market is against you. There's people with crazy trading algorithms. So it's more like a casino, and the house always has the edge. So I personally have not put any money into Tether, and I know that there's been a lot of foul play about Tether, but I'm not. I mean, like he's saying here, it's like they don't really have any real evidence. There's smoke, but they haven't been able to get the fire yet. But let me know what you guys think about Tether, and it's interesting that they're talking about market manipulation as well. So give me your thoughts on that, and I will talk to you guys soon.